Hello and good day, everyone. In our modern society, quitting has always had a negative connotation. I'm sure you have experienced this firsthand or secondhand when you heard a loved one or a friend quitting their job, quitting a relationship, and almost always the instinct is a negative one. We always associate the act of quitting to something that is undesirable. And in our short video today, I hope to somehow dispel that notion because quitting, as with many other actions, is a neutral one. In fact, and I'm sure perhaps you've come across several authors or several content creators saying the same thing. There are cases when quitting, whatever it is, whether quitting your job, quitting a relationship, can actually be beneficial and necessary. And ultimately, from my perspective, and also upon perusing the material available, essentially quitting is necessary when that particular event, that particular something you are trying to quit, is already contradicting your value system, your own values, your own beliefs. Let's say you have landed a very good paying job, the perks are there. However, it's a tobacco company. Again, I have nothing against them, but if your values are not really aligned with promoting tobacco products, with selling tobacco, then a problem arises. That's an ethical dilemma, especially for you, because your values do not align with your job, no matter how high paying it is. If, for example, say you're in a relationship, the person is already your fiance. However, examining closely, the root of your relationship is one that is almost purely transactional. You realize that you are engaged to this particular person because your family wants you to. Your family's business is in alignment with the business of your fiance. And so ultimately, at the core, the relationship is a transactional one. And again, no judging here. If your value system is okay with that, then you shouldn't have a problem. However, if your value system is one that believes that marriage should be ultimately centered on love and not on a business proposal, then that's where the problem arises. And when we quit something, of course, it marks the end of something. However, we have to realize that as long as we are alive, as long as we are not physically dead, endings are always the beginning of something else. Sure, you may lose your job in the interim, you may be jobless, but you won't be stuck in that phase forever. Unless you want to. Unless you deliberately want to stay unemployed. That's also a personal choice. However, if not, that is simply a signification, a signal of a new beginning. Endings in life, as long as you are still alive, are simply beginnings to something else. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching, and stay safe. I'll see you again in our next.